Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel As Per Life Science. In today's video, we will study about the sample preparation for SEM, that is scanning electron microscope. In the last video, we have studied about the sample preparation for TEM, that is transmission electron microscope. So for the sample preparation in SEM and TEM, there is a slight difference which we will study today. Alright, most of the process are same. There are few processes which are different in scanning electron microscope. Just like example, this critical point drying. Okay, first we'll see what exactly critical point drying, then we'll start from the start. That is, first we'll do obviously fixation, which was common in TEM and SEM. Then either we can follow this chemical fixation, which is a classical method, or we can follow this cryofixation. Okay, in this chemical fixation, all process are performed at a room temperature most of the times, and the cryofixation is performed at a minus 100 to minus 200 degrees Celsius with using liquid nitrogen or anything else. Alright, so what exactly is critical point drying, that we'll study first. Okay, so in a biological sample, there is a presence of the water molecules. Alright, and if we air dry this sample, if we air dry this biological sample, it will get collapse because water has a high surface tension. Okay, again, biological sample consists of the water. Okay, like in human body there is a 70% water. Okay, so if any other example, there is a presence of water. So if we air dry this specimen, the water will get removed, and due to which the specimen will get collapse. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to dry this specimen at a critical temperature. Okay, what we have to do, we have to dry this specimen at a critical temperature with using carbon dioxide. Alright, so what we have to do, the critical point for carbon dioxide is almost 34 to 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, we cannot use water critical point for water, because the critical point of water is around 374 degrees Celsius. Okay, and at this temperature the specimen will get damaged, completely damaged, because at this temperature any biological material cannot survive. So what we have to do, we have to use critical point of carbon dioxide to dry our specimen. Again, we cannot dry it in our air, because it will get collapse, because water has a high surface tension. So we have to dry it at a critical point of a carbon dioxide where temperature is around 34 to 37 degrees Celsius, and at this point biological material will not get any damage. Okay, so this is the difference between sample preparation for SEM and TEM. We have to perform this process in a scanning electron microscope. Okay, so this is the flowchart for sample preparation for SEM, scanning electron microscope. So the first steps include fixation and dehydration. Dehydration performed the same way as described for the classical preparation for TEM. Okay, so what we have to do, first we have to fix that biological material, because there are a lot of physiological process going on. So we will again use same chemicals which we have used in TEM, that is osmium tetroxide or glutaraldehyde. Okay, केमिकल्स के नाम आपको याद रखने हैं, osmium tetroxide और glutaraldehyde. These chemicals will help to fix that biological material. Then what we have to do, we have to perform dehydration. For dehydration we will use ethanol. Okay, series of concentration of ethanol which will dehydrate, completely dehydrate our specimen. Okay, and those process or these process are same in TEM and SEM. So after dehydration, this ethanol is exchanged with acetone. Okay, this is a different process from the TEM. So after, once that our sample is dehydrated, we will exchange this ethanol with acetone. Okay, in a dedicated device critical point dryer. This device is very important, that is critical point dryer. The acetone is exchanged with a liquid pressurized carbon dioxide. Okay, what we have did, like what is the process exactly in this device critical point dryer? The acetone is exchanged with liquid pressurized carbon dioxide. Okay, because what we have to do, we have to dry this, we have to dry our specimen at a critical point. Okay, yeah, what exactly critical point is? The critical point is a temperature. Okay, the critical point is a temperature at which for carbon dioxide it is not in a gaseous state nor in a liquid state. Okay, what exactly critical point for carbon dioxide is? The carbon dioxide will be at neither liquid state nor gaseous state. The state is in between liquid and gaseous, and at this temperature we have to dry our specimen. So this temperature is maintained in this device which is called as critical point dryer. Okay, once again, critical point is the point at which the chemical will neither in our liquid state nor in a gaseous state, it will be in the middle of this liquid and gaseous phase. Okay, and these conditions are maintained in a critical point dryer in which we will dry our specimen. We cannot dry it in normal air because it will get collapse. So we have to dry this under the in this critical point dryer. Okay, the critical point dried specimen is coated with a thin layer of a heavy metal. Okay, after this drying, what we will do, we will coat this specimen with a layer of a heavy metal. Okay, as we have seen earlier, biological samples, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, those do not interact with electrons. So we have to coat this with a layer of a heavy metal. Okay, the heavy metal layer renders the specimen conductive and localize the signal in the scanning electron microscope to the surface, providing the required yield of electrons and contrasting for image. See, there is a difference between scanning electron microscope and transmission electron microscope. In transmission electron microscope, suppose this is our specimen, the transmission electron microscope, the specimen should be very thin so that electrons can pass through it. Okay, but in the case of scanning electron microscope, the electrons will scan this upper portion. Okay, will scan this upper portion and it will get a sharp image of this upper portion, upper morphology. Okay, so therefore we have to cover this specimen with a heavy metal. Okay, so that the specimen will not get destroyed. Okay, and it's the heavy metal which we apply over here. We usually take a very thin layer of this heavy metal. Okay, so similar problems are arise during the classical transmission electron microscope are introduced during this process, since it involves as well as chemical fixation and dehydration at a room temperature. Okay, we have seen some artifacts, that is some problems during sample preparation for TEM. Okay, during dehydration and chemical fixation. Same problem arise during classical during the sample preparation for scanning electron microscope as well. Okay, many of these artifacts can be prevented again by using cryo techniques for SEM. Okay, as we have seen in TEM, there are various problems. So what we have did, we have performed cryofixation. Okay, same techniques we will follow in scanning electron microscope as well. Okay, if we haven't seen that previous video, please watch that, then watch this video. Okay, once the specimen is adequately frozen, it is fractured at a low temperature -120 in a dedicated freeze fracturing machine. Okay, see what we have to do. Suppose this is our any biological sample. Okay, we will we did all this process, dehydration, chemical fixation, then thin layer coating and all. Then what we'll do, we will fracture this specimen. Okay, we will cut this, actually cut this specimen in a freeze fracturing machine. Okay, first we will decrease the temperature up till 120 minus 120 degrees Celsius. Then we will fracture this specimen. This is called as freeze fracturing technique. First we will freeze this material at minus 120 degrees Celsius. Then we will fracture this specimen so that we can get a better view from the inside of this particular specimen. Okay, once we fracture this specimen, this side will get exposed and we can study what exactly it is present inside this biological sample, and the electron will scan this upper portion and collect information on a digital screen. Okay, the fracturing through the specimen is a random process providing cross fracturing planes as well as fracturing planes through a biological membranes. Okay, so this fracturing is a random process. It can cut this sample at any plane, okay, like this or this, anything. Okay, and it will give a very detailed information of that particular surface. Okay. So after fracturing, the visibility of the ultrastructure can be enhanced by the sublimation of small amount of the frozen water. Okay, once we fracture that specimen, what we can do, we can sublimize that water which is present inside so that we can get a detailed ultrastructure. Okay, the fracture face of the specimen is finally coated with a heavy metal at a low temperature for imaging in a cryoscanning electron microscope. Again, once we fracture our specimen, we have to again apply a layer of a heavy metal on it, a thin layer of a heavy metal, so that it cannot get damaged. And after this applying of a thin layer of a heavy metal, we can finally watch image with the help of scanning electron microscope in the cryoscanning electron microscope. Okay, so this is the process for sample preparation for scanning electron microscope. Okay, so this preparation procedure exclusively involves physical process. The specimen is not treated chemically and stays at a lower temperature through the whole process. Okay, in this SEM we do not usually use any chemicals. All processes are performed at the physical level. Okay, like drying, then dehydration, critical point drying. So all this performed with the help of physical processes. Okay, so we do not use normally any chemicals. So this is the sample preparation for scanning electron microscope. What we have seen, fixation. Okay, then either chemical fixation or cryofixation. Chemical fixation will be performed at a room temperature, cryofixation at a minus 100 to minus 200 degrees Celsius. Then dehydration with the help of ethanol and acetone. Then exchange of acetone with a carbon dioxide, which we perform for critical point drying. Then coating with a heavy metal. Then we'll do same for our this specimen, and same here for cryofixation and freeze fracturing. Okay, we will fracture our specimen. First we will freeze it at a minus 120 degrees Celsius, then we will fracture our specimen. Then partial freeze drying, and last one is the coating with the layer of a thin layer of a heavy metal, and then we will cryosam this particular specimen. So this is the sample preparation for scanning electron microscope. I hope this diagram and all these points are very clear for you. So if you have any doubts and difficulties, you can ask me in the comment section. We'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye and take care.